Okay, we're gonna come back with number 2. Instagram is paused. We'll wait for them. While we wait for Instagram, the importance of this video is that it is not for children under the age of 18. Because hopefully, you know what, maybe I'll just PG-13 it and kids can see this video. Still waiting on Instagram. Okay, I think Instagram's here. Excellent. Okay, so earlier today on Instagram, I talked about suicide prevention because I seen a suicide prevention video. So this video is for suicide prevention, as I also give you my own personal story on how many times I've been down suicide road. I will do my best to not do any cussing in this video. So let's talk about mental health. Let's talk about suicide. Let's talk about drugs and all the things that people do to prevent suicide that epically fail. Alright? So first off, let me give a shout out to my brothers, R-Dog, B-Dog, A-Dog, and my biological brothers, and all of you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Now, let me give a real shout out to my bro, Courtney Monroe, who helped me get this awesome ass outfit and these awesome ass sabers. So one of my best friends, my brother, Courtney Monroe, this is your shout out, brother, helped me deal with some of my suicide. Not that my other brothers haven't. Courtney has been a little bit more active because they didn't have enough time, but they also had other things they had to do, which is why he put me into this class that we do involving these. I thank you for that. I'm leaving him out for the rest of the video. Also, he got me into cosplay, which, again, I thank you because it gives me purpose. And I love dressing up as a Scarlett Spider. More so than you guys will know. So suicide prevention. Suicide prevention. If you are in trouble, if you feel that you have got no other place to turn to, if you feel that you really want to die, this video is for you. Because there's 2 types of people who talk about suicide. Alright? I would probably be your class B. There's a class A and there's a class B. Alright? So let's get serious now. Class A. They don't just talk about suicide. They plan it, they plot it, they go through with it. These are the people that you don't expect to do this thing to. Because you'll always hear it come out their mouth, but you don't take them seriously because somewhere in your twisted little minds, you believe that they're never going to do it. They're just talking about it. They're just talking about it, talking about it, talking about it both sides of their mouth. They wake up happy, they do everything, but they're always talking about dying, suicide, how they're going to kill themselves. They're going to go throw themselves in front of a truck. They're going to get a handgun and put it to their head, put it to their mouth. They're going to do something unbecoming, dangerous that they can't come back from. That's a class A. Class B, I feel like I graduated from class A more to class B. Because I had a lot of suicide attentions when I was a child. Getting discharged from the military didn't help me one bit. Having family issues, knowing all kinds of other things, not really liking myself, etc., etc. I was the type of guy who, I don't feel that I should commit suicide, but I know that I would have been better off dead. Now, knowing that and trying to get help, the first help I sought was the bottle. That didn't work out. So then I got help from the military, and I've been straight ever since. So thank you to Dr. Bishop. That's your shout out, Dr. Bishop. So we came up with plans, and the plans saved my life. And I still follow them to this day. Every now and again, you can have a bad moment, you can have a bad day, you can have a bad second, and it'll put you right back on suicide lane. Alright? And that's all it takes is one bad day. That's not just an episode from Batman the Animated Series, it's a fact. All it takes is one bad day, one shift, and your life can go from up here to down here. So you have to find ways to save yourself. Mass Effect, the entire saga, plus Andromeda also added to saving me. You know, you here on Instagram, Facebook, MySpace, TikTok, whatever other social media, you wound up saving me because you gave me a purpose. A lot of my depression came through the fact that I was no longer allowed to do martial arts because of this hip being replaced. So I turned to the bottle and I turned to a bow and arrow. A bow and arrow gave me confidence. It gave me some of my confidence back. Not all of it, but enough to keep going. My dad passed away. That didn't help me much either. So that kind of put me back. And you will have setbacks. You will. You will honestly have setbacks. But there are suicide prevention numbers for adults and for children. And if you can't get to a phone if you are a child, then you can go to your guidance counselor at school or a teacher in which you trust. And they say this about like these abuse cases, but they're also for suicide cases too. Because the teen rate of suicide is higher than the adult rate, except for in the military. Now you guys can go fact check this crap if you want, and that's fine by me. You don't have to believe me. But as a person who's been down suicide road more than one time, I think you would rather take the word from somebody who's been there versus the so-called experts. All right? Now, I'm not knocking the experts. But suicide is a kick to the gut. You know? And you need to understand, sometimes there are no signs. Sometimes they say nothing. Sometimes giving all their stuff away is just that. They're just giving all their stuff away. But most of the time, if they're giving away stuff that they love more than life itself, it's a small sign that they may be in some trouble. You have to look out for the signs. You can Google the signs of suicide because they can give it to you a whole lot better than I can. I wasn't giving away nothing. Understand? I talked about it a lot, but I wasn't giving away anything. I was keeping all my stuff because I'm greedy. That doesn't make me any less suicidal. It just means I was not a complete class A. I've laid down a lot for other people. I've given up a lot of my life, which also led me down that road. I had to find a way to start living for me. Cosplay, lightsabers, kung fu, pretty girls. You know, things that would make me want to wake up the next day. My job, yeah, it sucks, but I'm working. Would I rather be doing? Right here. I'd rather be working doing this. Because Kung Fu makes me happy. For the last 3 years, and I haven't changed, I wasn't able to do that because of this. The doctor said no Kung Fu, no Wushu, no Wing Chun, no Capoeira, no Drunken Master. Your hips don't move like that anymore. Still don't move like that, but still usable. So I started doing Kung Fu the second that they cleared me for jogging. Now, what you fail to understand, that you can't look at someone and see that they have mental issues. You can't look at someone and see their true face under the mask that we wear. And most people, I want to close this with my actual face. Most people will not tell you how they feel, inside or outside. And you can't just read someone like a book. So that being said, if you need help, do not be ashamed to get help. A lot of the things that took me wrong is that I needed help, and I realized I needed help when I started drinking. And when I started drinking, I mean, I was drinking every weekend from the moment I got out of the Army until my money ran out, which is what saved me. My money ran out. Then I realized I needed to go get help, and I didn't waste any time. I made the proper phone calls. It wasn't to the suicide prevention. I called the military, VA. They got me some help. I still get help every now and again. I have another appointment with Dr. Bishop really soon. And you guys have to understand, vets need suicide prevention more than most people. But civilians also need suicide prevention. People who have been bullied, people who are being teased, people who are being cyberbullied. Just a few months ago, a very beautiful wrestler named Hannah Kimura committed suicide because of being cyberbullied. You do not know what triggers a person to go and have suicide. You will probably never know. But you need to open your eyes because it is a thing. That being said, I'm going to end Kung Fu Havoc number 2 on that.